Does the SUUNTO Race GPS sports watch look fantastic? Yes. Does it feel like a quality piece of kit? Yes. Can it take your running to the next level? Not so much, no. No. Having tested it day after day after day for a month, we at Running Shoes Guru think some runners would be rather disappointed with this piece of kit. But the question remains, will it suit your running goals? We're here to help you answer it, outlining the technicals, the good, the bad, and the slightly mysterious features of the SUUNTO Race sports watch, on and off the run, and then we'll round off with which type of runner would best benefit from this piece of running kit. Side note, SUUNTO has not gifted us the watch or are even aware of this review. We're just real runners looking for the best kit out there. So let's get on with it. The techie bit. This race model looks the part. We're talking a large 1.43 inch AMOLED display with sapphire crystal glass, protected by a stainless steel or titanium casing, 49 by 49 millimeters, and sits 13.3 millimeters off the wrist, sporting some pretty luxury soft silicone straps as well to boot. The bezel itself feels heavy. It's 83 grams, but once on the wrist, it's actually light. It gives it like this luxury vibe. It has a responsive touchscreen, but you can also use the crown and 2 buttons found on the right side of the watch. There's a nice click to the buttons as well, and it's really easy to navigate the watch system. The top button enters training mode, the bottom clicks back on the control panel, and the crown scrolls down for the sport profiles and up for the widgets. You can also customize the crown button for your favorite widget if you like. It also has a great battery life, 77% out of the box, and I got 11 days full use before it reached about 18%. And even then, it still offered me about 7 hours in training GPS mode. I mean, absolutely epic, I love it. But onto the run. For good, the SUUNTO Race beats everyone when it comes to navigation. 1, it runs offline maps, which are impeccably accurate and reliable. But 2, there are multiple options to get you back on track or back home or whatever location you have. Absolute winner when you're in a place like this. We're talking a gorgeous looking map that is so clear and easy to follow without any set guidance to get you home. Or there's a find back, compass or breadcrumb navigation, point of interest, bearings and snap to route options. If you're lost and wearing this watch and it can't find way home, then you are seriously doomed. Connections. We'll get to the wrist heart rate monitoring, but a big pro is that the SUUNTO connects to any chest strap. It's not brand loyal. On-run spontaneity. Have you ever been mid-route and then think, yes, this is a perfect spot to do some intervals here? No, me neither. But you can go into settings and set some intervals or have a target heart rate zone, distance, pace, just right off the cuff. Which is quite nice, I guess. Especially if you don't have your phone. Off the run, planning your route. Now this is how it should be when planning a route. I literally chose a start, a mid and an end point. Any detours, the path types I wanted to run on, and I'm good to go. It is literally that easy. Of course there's the usual ways to downloading the files and uploading that onto your watch, but we've got a dream on our hands here, folks. It's so easy to just go out for a casual run. Sport profiles. Think of the weirdest sport or activity, and I bet it's on the list. The SUUNTO Race is brilliantly fast, which means there's more accurate tracking for you, whatever sport activity you're doing. You can only set specific heart rate targets with the running and cycling profiles, whereas the rest just use the standard version, so it's not a big deal, but it is worth noting. Data. Post-run data is brilliant and in-depth. It even includes comparison graphs like heart rate to pace, or even the likes of heart rate to temperature. I mean, it's brilliant. On the app, you'll find like speed, recovery time, calories, cadence, epoch, ascents, descent times, zone analysis, mile breakdowns. I mean, it's wonderful if you're into the analysis game. Not so great if you don't know what they are. We'll get onto this in a minute. Bad. On the run. No heart rate through a tattoo. It's no biggie on the run if you have a chest strap, but it is annoying. I wore it on the inside of my wrist to work out and sleep, which seemed fine until my heart rate zone threshold workouts. Oh my god, this was painful, right? So the session was 3 rounds of 6 minutes at zone 4 to 5 with a 2-minute rest in zone 3 in between. The Suunto was adamant I was in zone 3 and told me to push harder when I absolutely was working hard enough. Thank you, Polar Graph, because I knew I was working hard enough. I told myself I wasn't going to take this personally. Off the run bad. There's no real explanation of aspects. So recovery training TSB, progress CTL, training TSS. I mean, that's proper Training Peaks lingo for you. The TSB is training stress balance, CTL is chronic training load, and TSS is total stress score, in case you wanted to know. But even as an experienced runner and experienced with Training Peaks, I had to look at what it all meant. For the first few days, I was quite clueless, which meant I relied a lot less on the watch when it came to recovery. This lack of beginner-friendly explanations might deter some. I mean, it annoyed me because if you don't use Training Peaks, it won't help you. Like, even with the metrics, I don't use Training Peaks now, so it really doesn't serve me at all. And there's no other way to kind of decipher this sort of information. Sleep and recovery. Considering how the watch struggled to measure my sleep most nights, even when I wore it on the inside of my wrist, it didn't seem to impact my recovery time or my metrics. I mean, it keeps saying I'm recovered, even though there was no sleep detected, and I had a hard run session already completed that day. I mean, what's the point? This type of data disjoint was really frustrating, and it's bad for expensive watches. I mean, why are we tracking sleep then? It's not impacting my training and my recovery, you know? The mysterious on the run lock button. I wanted to put this on the bad section, but after careful evaluation, I realised they really couldn't have put it anywhere else. It took me ages to find it, but the lock button is a long hold of the back button. You know, the one that ends a lap or that segment of training and you can't go back. So remember to long press the back button whilst on the run. It just seemed weird to me, and so is the fact that I have a locked screen, but it can still change its faces with the press of a crown, so it's pointless. What's the point? Just lock my screen. Off the run, assemble. The watch comes detached. The bezel is on top and the straps are in this separate box. You have to assemble it. I mean, how weird's that? It's not like there's a large and small multiple straps to pick from. There's just one strap to pick from. Weird. I have no clue what this resources widget is, but it keeps telling me I'm stressed, like all the time. I'm not that stressed, but I'm assuming it's like the body battery of Garmin, the stress score that they have to see how much energy you can cope with the day. But nothing actually tells me that. I'm just assuming it. There's nothing on the app that I can see. There's nothing on the watch, and I'm just apparently stressed all the time. When I'm not a stressy person. Well, not lately anyway. The watch has also been a bit hit and miss. Well, a lot of hit and miss really. On specific occasions, I wore the watch all day. I walked the dog with it, walked down the town with it, was active all day with it, but no steps and no calories were measured. Also, sleeping with the watch on the inside of my wrist had solved a lot of the sleeping metrics for other brands, but this Suunto just do what it wants. One night it clocked a 1 hour 27 minute nap. Okay. Sometimes it'll tell you in the moment you wake up, good morning, here's your sleep. Other times it will say sleep not tracked, and then you'll stumble on the data about an hour later on your watch. Weird. No competitor has this kind of unpredictability. It's bizarre. Who this watch suits. Okay, so the SUUNTO Race suits runners who are experienced, who are down with the Training Peaks ways and probably have a membership there. Probably those runners who are already used to the SUUNTO ways as well. It would also suit a runner who gets lost, trail runners, adventure runners, those who go and run out all over the world would be awesome too. The routes are so easy to import and it's phenomenal getting you back home. It's just a whole new navigation ball game. So does this SUUNTO Race suit you? Do you have one? How are you getting on with it? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to be back soon for more top tech and running shoe reviews. See you soon.